Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of the BlockChyp Lab series. Today, we're going to talk about something called Cloud Relay. So, for those of you who don't know, the normal way that a system interacts with a BlockChyp terminal is over the local network. The SDK, or the point of sale system, gets the local address from our route API and then is able to talk directly to the terminal without needing to relay through the cloud. Now, that only works if there is a route between the point of sale system and the terminal. So a lot of applications these days are cloud-based or web-based, and the server or the system that's going to want to talk to the terminal may not even be on the same network with the terminal, and it may not be practical or secure to open up pathways between the two. So we have a new feature called Cloud Relay that enables you to use the terminal either in local mode or in a Cloud Relay mode. So the way you activate the terminal is similar but slightly different. So I will click touch to activate on my terminal here to activate it. It's going to go through its normal process of generating an activation code for us. I will enter that activation code into the dashboard to pair it with my account. And I'll give it a name. And the only difference is I check this enable Cloud Relay option. And so now it's off by default. All right, so now you can see the terminal shows up in my list as on. And now you can see over here on the terminal, it's going through its activation process. And this is where the encryption keys get generated. So a lot of what you're waiting for here is new encryption keys. Okay, should be done in just a second. And there you go. So now the terminal is alive and ready for transactions. Now, we intend for Cloud Relay to be used with third-party applications that are web-based or cloud-based, but we do have this new virtual terminal in the dashboard that allows you to manually initiate and manually run transactions. So you could come in here and just hand enter a transaction if you needed to, like something at the end of the day that sometimes happens. If you're going to do that a lot, though, you can also initiate a transaction through here. So you see this terminal, you have manual, this means I'm going to hand enter a transaction, or you can select a terminal. And when you do that, all the input fields go away for the card itself. So I'll go ahead and run just a test transaction here. I'll use a signature CVM just for fun. I'll hit charge, and now you can see my terminal wakes up and prompts me for a card. I'll enter it. You can see a little bit of debug output there that we use here in the lab. You won't see that on your terminals. I'll hit done. It's approved. I'll remove the card. And you can see I get a simple approval message and a button here that jumps to transaction details. And this is the normal transaction detail screen BlockChyp users would be used to seeing. I can come in here. I can see all the individual EMV tags, except the sensitive ones. Obviously, card numbers are not in here, or track equivalent data. I can also inspect the signature by popping that open, same as I could with any other transaction. And of course, it shows up here in my list. It shows up here in the current batch as a current open transaction. So let's run another transaction with a virtual terminal. Why don't we do let's do a refund. So we'll do a $4 refund. I can take this, change that to refund, and click refund. And this time I'll use a no CVM test card. It comes up. I'll put my card in. And it is approved. And I can remove the card. And you can see the details here. Why don't we try one that's going to be declined? Let me go ahead and do another transaction. It basically keeps if you want to do a lot of transactions in a row, it keeps the terminal setting here from transaction to transaction, just in case you're doing some back office work. I'll go ahead and use a special test card that can simulate a decline. That's the Dinesh Chugtai card if you have a BlockChyp test card set. So I'll click refund. I will swipe it. And here on the terminal, I get a decline message. And then I get a decline message here on the virtual terminal. And that's basically it. Now, a few notes for developers who are using the BlockChyp CLI or the BlockChyp SDKs. The way that you initiate a transaction with a cloud-based terminal is exactly the same as a local-based terminal. Whether the terminal is local or in the cloud is completely hidden and abstracted from you. You basically use the exact same API calls. As a matter of fact, if one of your merchants decides to activate a terminal as Cloud Relay, you would never even know. Your system will still work like it always did. Now, we still recommend that use local whenever possible because there's shorter pathways of communication and less communication. As you can see from the demo, Cloud Relay is still pretty zippy. It's not exactly slow, but it is slightly more efficient to use the local mode. So do that if you can. So that's it for Cloud Relay and virtual terminals. Thanks for watching the lab series, and we'll see you next time.